Alright guys, this is Fridays with xhu98 number 41, part 2. As you can see, we're streaming on Wednesday, and we're going to finish the second part of the review. Now, we're still here with our guest, nadoss, and you can call him Noah. So he's here with us
Hello.
today. And very fortunately, we can hear him now. And and it's been quite a struggle. I tried to get things going, so I just installed a plugin called Soundflower. It actually works perfectly. So you guys should be able to hear both of us if on a
Hopefully.
fine day, if things work out nicely.
Yeah.
So yeah. So in the last video, I actually did a recording of part 1 of the review, and it should be on YouTube right now. So if you go to YouTube and search the Nova League, it's right there. Just my latest video. It actually took me 3 tries to record that. It was just like bad luck, but fortunately, I got the issue resolved, and let me know if you can hear both of us very clearly and there's no noise. Yeah, and things like that. So, and without further ado, we you know the drill. If you like my videos, you can subscribe, and yeah, we're going to pick up from where we left off last time. So, right. So we are at move 94, I think. Let me just switch to the game. Here we are. So we're at move 94. You still remember what happened in the game, though?
I kind of lost track at the moment.
Yeah, I'll give you a moment to just like look, just like browse through the game. So basically, and just to give you guys a recap, basically Black played a really good move at 08, and he was in good control of the situation until White started the battle, and Black made a mistake at move at G10, I believe, which allowed White to cut at G12, and it seems like the game is going into a capturing race.
Mm-hmm.
And just to remind people, this was a Rengo practice game played between myself and Archpaladin 1 versus Awe and Predex. So we're playing as White. And now, alrighty. Actually, I want to do something slightly different. I want to give you the control so that you can talk.
Me?
Depending on your pace,
Um.
since you're the
Okay.
guest.
Sounds good. So
All
this
right.
is where we are right here. We're at move 94.
Yep, in
Um,
the main game.
and this looks a little cramped for White.
Hmm.
I feel like the first thing I would look at is the possibility of this Atari right here,
Hmm.
which
Which
it seems
will
like a
go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
Oh, so I was gonna say the cut would be a natural move that comes to mind.
Yeah, it
'Cause
seems like it should be the first intuition, right?
hmm
Um, I don't
So
know if White would
yeah.
try and cut or anything, but it seems kind of thin.
Oh wait, hold on a second. I was thinking after White's move at f6, Black could just like wedge, right, at g8.
Uh, G8. Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that doesn't work so nicely.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was doing a kind of simple go. Maybe white will try and cut. Maybe that'll. Yeah, but black can totally capture those stones. It seems like the cut puts a little more pressure on white than the actual uh, game move.
I was actually glad to see this because right now white can just connect simply at D7.
Uh,
The thing is, if black cuts at E8, white could just capture those two stones at E6 without any problem.
mhm.
I noticed that the wedge doesn't work anymore. Uh, Mainly because black only has two liberties, so it'll just be a capture.
Yeah,
And if white gets to connect successfully, it basically means black is dead.
it's game over. Yeah,
Uh, I'm gonna say it's like game over just yet because black might still enclose a lot of territory in the center, but it feels like white is definitely back in this game, and it seems that he's having a good lead now. That is a lot of territory on top.
that's a very very big chunk.
Hmm.
But when you have the corner, you have a side, and you have a significant size group that you've captured. It's it's just way bigger than it looks. You can capture the whole center, and if your opponent has a big corner, a big side, and a big group, then you're probably still behind. I
Yeah.
feel that's my experience. I always run into these situations where I'm thinking to myself, like, oh well, I don't know if I'm winning. I have this, but he's got this huge center, and every time he's got a huge center, it's not a big deal. It always looks like a big deal, but it isn't.
Yeah, actually though, because if you look at black center right now, so
Yeah.
if you look at the rectangle from L12, let's say L12 to Q, I don't know, P9. Let's just say that. So that would make a 5x4 rectangle, and
Oh,
it
you mean
looks
like hereish?
yeah, and it looks really big, but in fact, it's only about like 20 to 25 points,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you just look like if you just look at white's top side,
Well, you have
like
to just look at this right here, and
yeah,
you've pretty much got your 25 points made up for there.
yeah, and uh, I mean even the bottom left corner has sort of like 15 points.
Yeah, this is one of the ways I was taught to count or to kind of do quick counts while you're in the middle of a game if you're in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of go, okay, well that is
Rectangle.
probably about that size, and then you go, oh, how about green? You go, green is this is probably, or sorry, I should include this too. I'm really bad at the trackpad. Sorry about that. That's
Right.
probably about the size of this plus this, and sorry, trackpad again. So it's like it's like, okay, well, who still has something not? How do I delete all this anyway? Okay, there. That was one way I was kind of taught to do a quick little assessment. It's just like, well, compare some areas to each other and who's left with a remainder, basically. Which is good if you don't have a lot of time to count, but if you have time to count, you should totally count.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it seems that I actually wonder if black can live on the top side using this old agi. It seems like he could.
Where?
The top side, like the group where the dead group we're talking about.
Yeah.
He was like, black later in the game, black actually tried that. It didn't work, but I guess it was a close situation because like
I can't imagine there's enough room. There can't be enough room, right?
Nah, but
I can't even picture him getting more than more than four ice base. You know, I always think of 6-7-8 theory.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't think he has enough room at all.
And
so it's all the capturing race.
And thankfully, he didn't have enough room.
Yeah, that would have been bad for you if he had wiggled out a living group, you know.
That would be bad for me and Arch. Yeah. Okay, what happened after this move here in the game?
Well, let's see. So, Black tries to. I guess he's trying to keep his stuff connected.
Mm-hmm.
Try and make the exchange and see what he can do, but I don't know. This move seems these two moves seem a little inconsistent.
Yeah. It seems like White is connected anyways. So
yeah. So White finishes his connecting there.
Uh-huh.
Now
yeah, the problem with Black is so if he plays at D7 now, White can just like connect at F6, but not only is he connecting, he's also trying to threaten the double Atari at G5.
Oh yeah, big time.
So that's what makes this entire thing advantageous for White. Yeah, so right now I thought White could have just played a D6 there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a matter of slightly less agi. Because like right now, Black could connect at D6, White has to connect at E4,
mm-hmm.
and then Black could cut to C4 and just like make some co-threats at least.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter in the context of like the game.
Yeah, we go here though, and it's just kind of like, well, nothing left.
Yeah.
What's Black gonna do?
It's like squeaky clean.
Nothing's gonna happen. It's fine. Nothing to worry about.
So White put it there. Okay, Black is trying to make territory,
mm-hmm.
which is the right way to go.
That could be
sort of
somewhere else, right?
Well, the thing is, if he doesn't defend, White is going to cut at L12.
Could he play here?
That's a good question. Looks very risky, but might just work. So what if? Okay, that's actually an interesting question. What if White cuts at L12?
At L12, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Black's got to move out, of course.
Probably extend at M12.
Then maybe bamboo joint?
Yeah. Okay, what about M10? The ladder doesn't work, because Black has a stone at Black has a stone at 08. So no, like M10.
Oh, M10. Sorry, I misheard you.
So yeah. What about that?
Well, it seems to me like
L10, and White will play at L9. That's like a standard shape thing. And what about something like that?
Mm-hmm. Well,
this is not a certainty, but it might just work.
Black, I mean, it's kind of hard here because if Black just wants to cut,
well, that won't work for him. I'm guessing he has to play at M8.
M8. Oh, it's kind of a nice move, yeah.
That would work.
I mean, it does work, I think. I mean, White goes here, Black goes there.
Then
what's going to happen? Yeah. White goes here, Black goes there.
Yeah, right.
Probably Yeah. So that seems to work pretty well for black.
Yeah, and I think
Although, I
despite
mean, he is
the
giving up something for it, though, right? He's giving up a
yeah
little bit.
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of agi for sure.
Yeah. Um. Sorry, there's somebody with a leaf blower right outside my door.
Oh, I can't hear anything.
Oh, okay, well that's good. This is
Yeah.
very distracting. Um.
uh,
So
yeah,
if we
but
go back,
I feel like black could have played there. Yeah, but it shouldn't
eventually
be.
White's gonna have to, or White's gonna want to come back, right? After whatever happens. Eventually, White's, this black can pull this stone out, right? Which is
That is huge.
sente.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Why will have to fix at P17?
I don't know. It seems like it's got a little more pressure. Yeah, P17.
Because otherwise black would play at P17, so white will have to fix there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally. I was looking at this because it was like the simplest thing that came to mind, but this is of course way more efficient.
Or you know what? He can even just be sneaky and squeeze a Q17.
Q7. Oh yeah. That works fine, right?
So not only it fixes the problem, it also aims at the cut at R16.
Yeah.
But I still feel like pulling out that N16 stones could be good for black in terms of endgame.
Yeah. So this cut would probably be ill-advised then, or if assuming black can find this move here, I think the cut would be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, maybe in this situation here, okay, white comes back and grabs that.
But black has all the center.
Yeah. Although I still think white has a lead here.
Yeah.
But I mean, that being said, white has a lead here, so I think the higher pressure move is probably a good idea. But this move isn't bad.
Actually, I asked after the game, and he was actually thinking of killing the bottom white group, and which was sounds incredible, but it probably it would just be game changing if it worked. So
it doesn't look like it works.
Well, White's got the S3 Hane, so it's gonna be kind of hard. But, anyways, that will be shown in the later part of the game.
Okay. Well, yeah, he tries to do that in a little bit. Sounds fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Right here.
Here he goes.
Yeah. Okay, so white blocks. Black cuts there. That seems incongruent.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna move away from this leaf blower.
Well, I think I think move 111 was played by a different person.
Yeah.
So
it just seems like, I mean, if you're trying to kill the group, you gotta try and kill the group, right?
Yeah. So I was actually thinking of this S5 and then S7.
Oh, okay. So he was basically at that point saying, "Oh, well, it's not working."
So he'll play S7 and just push all the way out.
This is his plan?
That was his plan, yeah.
Does that work?
I feel like it doesn't work though.
Yeah, I don't think it works.
If black cuts, then white can Atari at R5 first.
Yeah.
And essentially, black will be left with only 3 liberties.
Yeah. And white's got 4 at any given point in time.
It's kind of close though, if you think about it.
it's definitely worth looking at.
Yeah.
So this happened, and instead of just taking the stone here, because then white would probably
White would have to follow.
This?
Yeah. In order to live.
Might as well. I don't, probably a good idea to do that first, right? Make that exchange.
Yeah.
But then Black Knight moves, which doesn't close a lot of territory and kind of fixes anything that could happen up there, right?
So next move is aiming for M5, so white jumps out. Yeah, fairly reasonable.
Black blocks, white blocks. Black tries to take his little corner points there, and
white tries to live comfortably.
Yeah, that's easy life right there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nothing Black can do anymore.
And that is sente.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this was the part. This was the part where Black tried to live.
Yeah. So Black tries to widen his eye space. Good start.
Mm-hmm.
And White's gonna try and see if he can make some Aji or co-threats or something, or Black.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that weird? Have you noticed everybody does that? No matter where you're from, mixes up black and white all the time. Have you noticed that? I definitely feel like almost everybody I've seen do a lecture says black when they mean white, almost more often.
It's not so black and white, is it?
No, it isn't. It really isn't.
Pun intended.
Okay, so
it's interesting because like one of the players, I think it was so he was working on the top side, and then Predex was working on the bottom left. Mm-hmm. So they just had like their separate plans.
Yeah, and they just try and exercise their separate plans, which is kind of hard to do. It's hard to, you're splitting your forces.
Well, which it didn't matter too much because like White had to respond in both plans.
That's true. Oh, I like that. That's funny,
Oh yeah, well, actually, I think that's a good strategy.
Well, I mean, but it's not like you couldn't. I mean, there are a couple of forcing moves there that you'd have to answer, but at a certain point, you could totally just Tanuki.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's see.
I just want to make it nice and easy for Arch so that like you can just see clearly that black is dead on the top side.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think, and this is absolutely real. Like one of the strategies in Rengo is to contain the stronger player. So in other words, to limit his or her moves to like only like the most obvious and easy ones.
Yeah.
And then you force mistake out of the weaker player.
Makes sense.
And I've totally seen that, and in a way it irritates the stronger player. So I was like, why am I doing this? Okay, but I have to do this. Yeah.
So let's see. Black plays there. White defends. Mm-hmm. Okay, Black plays this pretty important end game point, right? Worth some points.
That's a good move.
And they're going to delay you a little longer. Okay, another big end game point.
Mm-hmm.
Delay you a little longer.
Yes, Black definitely got a lot of end game moves.
Yeah, that's pretty big end game. Delay you a little longer.
I haven't played it forever.
Yeah, that was
this is large. This is large too. Like
that's just non-stop end game. He basically said, "Let's just get all the end game, and try and see if we can outpoint him," which is a good idea.
And F2 was indeed large because White could have just pushed and cut at F4 if Black didn't play that.
Yeah.
No, like earlier.
Oh no, yeah, I know. White can totally.
Yeah. Push and cut.
Yeah, that's bad news. I mean, it's gote, right?
But it's super large.
It is big. Yeah, it's huge.
But I was contained, so.
Well, let's actually look at that. Let's actually look at that really quick. So this is the version where black gets it, and he gets what? One. Oh, I don't know how to do this. I'm trying to mark stuff. Gets 1, 2, 3, 4.
You can use the marks, like the marking
The
tools.
letters. Oh, geez.
Or just like crosses.
Okay, so 1. Okay, I'm just gonna mark these.
Yeah, there you go.
As black territory.
Okay. Also, the first line.
Yeah. Yeah, I should mark those, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
So he probably gets these too.
So all of that is his.
Yeah, and so and in this version here, let's see, between 2. So he loses. He only gets 1 of those.
Yeah.
And he might even. I guess we can count. I guess we can say that he gets. I guess we can't. No, it's White's privilege to play H1, right?
Yeah.
So he even loses. He even loses these 2 points here.
And if you look, if you compare the amount of points White has.
Yeah.
So like
White gets
1 there plus the capture stone.
Yeah. So I'll just add another. Or yeah, I clicked it, but
what about before that?
What's that?
Before the pushing.
Before that, yeah.
Before the pushing cut, he doesn't get anything.
Yeah. So black loses what looks like 8 points. White gains what looks like 6 points. So and that's 14 points roughly.
14 points in gote.
In gote, yeah, sure.
But hey, that's pretty large.
That's hefty.
That's enough. That's more than enough to secure the win for White.
Yeah, I think so. White gets the tempo back here though, and he uses it to cut. Which of these was you, and which was Paladin?
I think his moves were multiples of 4.
Okay.
So 146 was me, the cut.
Yeah. Well, I like the push. You guys seemed like you were in sync with that one, which is good. That seemed like a flash of chemistry between you two. Well, that's what it's all about. It's all about the chemistry. So you extend, black defends, or sorry, Arch extends, black defends, and then you clamp here.
Mm-hmm.
So you're of course you're saying, okay, well, if you want to defend here, stop me from getting through. If you want to play there or something like that, I could just capture here.
That would be game over for sure.
Yeah. So black's got to play this.
Yeah, and I thought I'd be pretty happy with just like taking the M7 down.
Mm-hmm. So that's more than enough, right? That's a happy exchange. Black defends, you get that stone.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, white gets to seal you off a little bit, but
and then
black seal you off a little bit, but then there's okay. And you get the corner back.
I actually thought like the R16 was kind of a trick.
Yeah.
Because like okay, so if black plays at S16 and white plays at R15, right? Okay, so white bends at S15. Then black could play at T17.
Yeah.
So on the first line. Because in this case, if white wants to break black's eye at S18, it will be in gote. Because black will play S19, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll have to go there, and it's pretty clear that black will just win the capturing race.
Yeah. So then at this point, black can just go here.
Yeah, so that is actually refutable.
Mm-hmm. That's just definitely a good move to throw in there and to offer up and see what somebody does with it, because it's definitely a hard read. It's not an easy one,
and it doesn't hurt too much.
It doesn't really hurt at all, and you ended up getting everything out of it, right?
Yeah.
That's probably game there. But what was the final? What was the number at the end?
Actually, let me check.
I can't see how much Comey you got either.
White won by 15.5 because we had a lot of reverse Comey.
Yeah.
So, but I think that the top right corner ended up being the winning sequence almost.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think that's definitely more than 15 points, right?
Because so in the game setup, there was like one error with the Comey. So if you go to the original game and see the result, it reads like white wins by 62.5, but we're given like positive 23.5 Comey instead of the negative Comey. So you should
so you have to subtract double
47 exactly. So as it turned out, we just probably established that 15 point winning line because of this captured corner.
Yeah, I would agree. It looks like, we want to count it really quick? Should we count it?
Yeah.
Okay, so assuming black plays here, white plays here, and then let's say white does that. Right?
Yeah.
And
he can probably get a S19 sente.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think black will want to play the coat, so he will follow that T18.
Yeah. Can white do anything? Can white run away? Not really, right?
Nah. Black can play at R13. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just say white does this.
Okay.
And then white plays elsewhere or something. White does something else. So here, let's see, what does black have? Black has a point here, point here, point here. Okay, so black has a grand total of 12 right there. And white will have, what, these two? Guaranteed? Right? That's all he has guaranteed, right?
Oh, actually, KFP suggested T15 for white.
T15? At this point?
After black T18.
Okay. That does work, doesn't it?
Well, actually, it nearly works because black could push at T17.
Yeah.
Right? White will have to block. Then black can cut at 18. So, that is like a liberty extending technique. So white will have to
yes, of course.
follow at N18.
Yeah.
And now black goes back and plays at T16.
Mm-hmm.
This way he would have 4 liberties because white would need to take 2 moves on the top side. So in that sense, he wins the captain race. But thanks for bringing it up. That was quite interesting.
I looked at it and I thought, oh, white can get a ko. Oh my god. But yeah, that's like that I'm sure that's somewhere in my binder of life and death problems. This kind of technique. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's suppose oops. Let's suppose that happens. And the an alternative is the actual game, which is that. So if we have, so white gets this and this, and black now gets, or not even that one necessarily, right?
Yeah.
So if we look at the two differences, so we have this one here. Oh, oops, dang it. Okay, so forget these because I didn't mark those on my other one. Right? So on this one here, white gets those 2 points. So I'm just going to cross those off. It's really hard to do this with the little X's. I'm not very good at it. So this one here, white gets nothing. Black gets 12 points. In this one here, black gets 1 point. So there's 11-point swing, and then white gets an additional 10.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, he gets 10.
Yeah, 10.
So that's 21 points. That
made the game.
Yeah, so this Atari right here was a 21-point move, or a loss of 21 points.
Well, not just that. I think Q15 was the losing move because black could have played that as 15.
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
And then the best white could get is like S17 first, and then he would need to come back and capture at, or like Atari at Q15. So white could get that. Black, yeah, exactly. And then black wraps it all up.
What do they call it? There's a word for it in Korean. For that kind of connection, the connection on the first line, yeah, ja-chung or something like that.
Okay, then why would I have to connect?
Yeah.
All right. So in the future, if black plays at R19, it just secures all the points.
Mm-hmm.
So black will have 3 in the very top right corner, and then he doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't need to play additional moves.
Yeah. So in this one, white gains what, like 3 points or so, and black only loses about 5. So that limits the damage.
Yeah.
Right?
Right?
That makes that. Yeah. That makes it like an 8-point mistake. So this would be a good middle ground, right?
Yeah, and I was concerned that white might just like lose by points because black's got a lot of endgame moves because all contained me, and even though white captured that black group on the top side, he doesn't really have a lot else.
Yeah, he's got. You don't have much. You don't really have anything on the left or right, or sorry, the bottom or right.
Not a lot.
The bottom left is okay. That's that's a good 15 points, something like that, right? But aside from that, no, not a ton.
Yeah, and plus we got a negative 23.5 Komi.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little bit concerned there. But I think after this move, after this sequence, we've pretty much secured a win. But
Yeah, everything kind of solidifies, and there's really pretty straightforward moves right here.
yeah, and there's one interesting thing. So if you keep going,
Mm-hmm.
there it is.
Interesting. Okay, so black plays there.
Black made a mistake there, but white also made just like blew that chance because uh, white could have Atari that N11.
Oops, hold on. Yeah, right there. So
Yeah,
black's kind of screwed here.
I know, right? So that was the one mistake I was trying to force.
Yeah, that's good. That was a good situation there. So black should have just played here, right?
Yeah, yeah. So there
Now
shouldn't
white
be
can't do anything about it.
no, you can't. Doesn't really matter.
There's nothing there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that was interesting. So
Yeah, it's worth. What was that?
Well, now after white 010, black could just connect at N11
Mm-hmm.
without any problems.
Yeah. And white just gets to change these a little bit now and solidify his side, his corner. So we know what that corner is now. Let's see, 5, 11, 15. Yeah, that's like 16 points there.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess 15.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward end game.
Mm-hmm. So just wrapping things up.
It's just exchange. White gets 2 points on the top or on the middle part, which I wasn't really expecting, but okay.
Yeah.
Is that necessary for black?
I think so, because otherwise white would have played at B9 and killed black.
Okay, so let's say black plays false, plays white plays B9.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I was hoping that would happen, but didn't.
What if black?
Well, that would be a ko.
This would be a ko. Oh yes, because of this here. Yeah. Okay, so that's a ko option, and of course black can't do that because white takes the vital point. Black can't do this because white can Atari here, which then he'd have a dead shape. Yeah, that's it. That was who made that move? B9.
I think that was Predex. Yeah. So good reading there.
Well, yeah, a lot of times it's just better safe than sorry. I remember when I first started playing in a Go club, back when I was in a place that actually had a Go club. I remember I always used to say every time he'd play a move that threatened my eye shape, and I wasn't good enough at reading yet to really say anything about it. So I would answer, and he'd say something like, "Oh, you're answering that," and I would look at him. I go, just for you. Just for you, buddy. And he'd laugh because he knew what I meant to say is, if it was anybody else, I would think to myself, he probably can't kill it. But I was just so scared of the idea of him killing it that I would just defend. I didn't need to. Turns out I didn't need to most of the time. You would just kind of threaten something, and I defend because I've been in too many situations where he kills me. That seems like
So sometimes like just like before I kill a group, I I don't know if you have had experience with this, but I just try to make the move like very lightly. I just like place the stone.
I do the same exact thing.
And then when it comes to killing move, I just like slam the stone on the board.
No, I don't do that. My killing moves are the ones are always really light. I like to do that. I like to kill them with kindness.
And then it's like your opponent comes to realize that, oops.
Oh, that tiny little soft move from earlier, that was the one that actually did it.
Yeah, that's the
No, the big smack on the thing. The big smack actually finished it, but that little soft one was actually the killing blow.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens with the rest of this game. So white just minimizes a little bit, maximizes a little bit.
Oh, what was that?
Okay.
Okay, I didn't think that would work.
What was what?
I wasn't expecting K3, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, K3.
Yeah, that wouldn't work if Black Tanuki. Nothing would have happened.
Yeah, might as well. It wouldn't have, but it's yeah, it's definitely kind of annoying, and at this point, there's probably not much harm in defending like that, right?
Yeah.
Especially because whoever is dealing with it's probably thinking, well, you can figure it out.
Yeah, that was the end of the game, I think. So, there. Pass.
Yep, there we are. Pass and pass.
Yeah, so, yeah, this is pretty good. And, I think, just, like, up until the top right sequence, it was going to be pretty close because of the reverse Komi.
All I know is I very rarely see games where this happens.
Oh.
Where the team that gets it doesn't win.
Just like it and the first line.
Yeah, you got the whole line. You don't have a stone on it. You actually get to count all 19 of those points.
Oh, you know what I used to do when I was like looking at an endgame pattern? I just look at like the 4 very corners.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like I was just kind of curious. So in this case, White's got 3 of the corners. Like the very like the 1 point. So White's got 3 of them.
Yeah. Oh,
White's got 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like when I was starting to like learn to go, I was very mindful about like those points. I don't know why, but it's just like a thing.
It's kind of it makes sense. It's if you have the 1 point, then you have the, and it's not. It seems like you're just counting 1 point. It's like, oh, I just have this 1 point, but it means you have a good chunk of territory in that area normally, or at least that your opponent doesn't.
Unless it's dominating, of course.
Yeah, if it's dominant, it's dominant.
Yeah.
But what else? What else should we do? What else should we do at this time?
Um, okay. Should I give you more time, just
Bizarre.
like writing, uh, uh, the reports and stuff?
What's that?
Like, do you need more time writing the reports?
Oh yeah, the journalism thing. It's just I'm it's just work. It's just the fact that I've been working so much. I have today and tomorrow off though, so I'm gonna write them. I'm gonna write them today and tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Sounds cool.
everybody, I hope you guys are excited to read it. I'm gonna write an article about the games that have gone on in the World Cup so far, and tell you a little bit about each of the teams and where they come from and why they play Go and what this tournament means to them.
That's gonna be a good read. I'm looking forward to it.
Writing it.
The last time we had a report, it was like April the 5th, so it's like a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, looking forward to that. It'll be a good read.
When the games start to pick up a little more, I'll start writing them once every 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there haven't been very many games in the first month of April. P11 is P11 a bit dangerous for Black? One person asks.
P11.
That's this year.
Wait, which one? Which move?
Oh, P11. Sorry.
No, that's not.
You mean P10? Let me ask. You might not be in the Twitch.
Yeah. Or like ask him which move. Because I don't think it's a dangerous situation for Black at the end of the game. Meanwhile, let me just check Twitch for. KFP says 1 points is worth as much as the 5-9.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
True. I would say it's worth a little more, actually.
Because 5-9 is just like somewhere, just like hanging in the middle.
After 227. Well, after 227.
Oh, so that was this year. Well, I wouldn't call that. I wouldn't call that dangerous for Black because.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to worry about.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, even if he just kind of submits to it, he can do all the submitting he wants. He's good.
Mm-hmm.
There's really nothing that he had over here because Black can just capture those anytime he feels like, and White can't. It's not like White can stop him from connecting to the left side, and he's already got 2 eyes. It's not a lot of room
to make things happen.
Yeah, there's nothing to worry about over there. Although it's worth looking at. I mean, if they were a little closer to the edge, this could kind of look a little scary. But at this point in time, it's just that anyway. It's not a big deal. Nice and relaxed little territory there for Black. He doesn't need to worry about it too much. But the bottom was big. So before the reverse Comey. On the board, this is what, like 30 points or 40 points?
Hold on a second. Yeah, 40 points.
Yeah. So let's let me flip back through really quick. So, quick little recap. Do you want to do the recap?
Yeah. So that's part 1 of the game, and I talked about this in the recording. So. Very interesting opening. White played, so Black played 1 move on the side.
White approaches.
Black pincered. He did pretty well here. got a large corner, and white needed to work on just like handling the weak group.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a lot of side territory. 08 was actually one of the best moves Black's played.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very smart. And it actually not inadvertently, it actually very subtly provides some support for the E11 or for the C11 stone.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it definitely it reaches a hand out to it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So Black got the lead from there, even though he did allow White to live on the right side.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't really expect to kill Black or kill White in that situation. That would be kind of overboard to expect, I think.
So there's the wall, and C8 was good.
Yeah. You got to create that base. If White doesn't attack that stone after you Tanuki from it, you got to come back and create a base for it. Otherwise, otherwise you're letting White even the tables again. You're letting White get payback for your Tanuki.
Exactly. So that was good.
Okay, then I forgot about this move. D18. So Black gets his group on the move out here.
G13 was a minor mistake, which allowed White to actually
finish removing that base.
Yeah.
So Black tries to build some center territory. He really kind of makes a point of building some center territory here, and
that was end of the first. Black was looking really good.
Yeah, Black was solid there, and
White tried to make things happen.
Yeah, some complications here, and they worked out really well for White
because of the G.
Because of this mistake, yes.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, that was rough. So big capturing race here. Were this not a reverse Comey game, this would probably decide the game.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, because it wasn't a reverse Comey game, it almost decided the game. So Black tries to squeeze a little bit of points out of there, but White connects pretty comfortably.
This large reverse Comey just put a lot of pressure on the stronger team, because White will actually have to do a lot while playing second. So that means he's gonna need like a huge lead in order to win the game.
Yeah, and it's all about fighting spirit. You got to get your fighting spirit going.
You're just gonna keep building the lead, pretty much.
So Black tries to put a little pressure on this group on the bottom right, and he uses that pressure to get a little more territory in the middle. And then they start exchanging their endgame, which makes.
And I was contained.
Yeah, it was definitely very solid endgame. And
White got a little bit back there.
Yeah, great move by White there to get some compensation for some of Black's endgame points, and then this sequence and this Atari that really caused most of Black's woes for the end of the game. Loses that corner. And some simple endgame exchanges. Oh, very close to there being some trouble here, but White matches Black's mistake, and Black's able to save his points there. Yeah. And then that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the game.
Yeah.
At that point, right?
Cool. Not that part.
Yeah, not that part.
Right.
There we go. It was a very nice game. It was a very nice game to watch. It definitely it didn't feel so much like a Rengo game. You know, it felt
Mm-hmm.
like both teams were on the same page with each other.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could see some parts of the game that is like definitely played by two people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But
They're working on different parts.
it seemed like at no point in time were two people completely left brain, right brain trying to do completely different things. You know, I felt like
Yeah.
it was a well played game, uh, and I feel like everybody seemed to play above their level. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it seemed like uh, all played really solidly. You got some really strong moves in.
Awesome moves.
Yeah, some awesome moves. Yeah, exactly.
Pun intended.
uh, Now,
Yeah.
you know, a very nice game to bring. When you first brought it to review, you know, when you first said we're going to review this game, well, of course, the first thing I saw was what 63.5 or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
that was miscalculated. So
Yeah,
you subtract 47.5. It was 15.5. So yeah.
yeah, that was a little funny.
But
There's
it's definitely very exciting. Lots of lots of drama.
yeah,
And
good solid game.
yeah, so I don't know. Noah, you have commentated on a lot of Rengo games. Uh, so I don't know. You guys haven't played your first game yet, so
Oh yeah. We were gonna, you know, I think we had it planned, but I hadn't heard from anybody about it being planned. So when it actually came time to play the game, I was actually at work, and I got an email, and I saw it later that said, "Oh, we got to play our game," but I guess there was some scheduling conflict or some scheduling issues. I didn't get the memo, but I'm looking forward to playing our first game. We've played a practice game together, and I uh, I definitely made a few mistakes in the practice game, so I'm looking forward to playing our first game though, and I think it should be relatively soon.
what what does it mean to be like seat number one, part or like being part of the seat number one team?
You know, well, first, I always thought I always hoped I'd get to answer this question as like a athlete of a physical athlete of some sort, let's do a Go player, but you know, it's not something that you need to worry about, because every game is its own individual game, and you know, when we start the game, they're gonna tell us, hey, this is the Comey you're playing at, and we'll say okay, and they'll say, oh, okay, and you got to beat these guys to make this round. You just got to play the game. You know, that's if you play hard and you play smart and you pay attention to pay attention to everything and don't make any serious blunders, it's gonna go well for you. And even if you lose, you'll find some important moves, and hopefully we won't lose. That's always the goal.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, the seed's just a number, and it's a number related to a tournament. And uh, you know, the tournament's important at first when you're looking at the brackets and you're looking at the teams you're supposed to play. But the moment you sit down to that board, you're just playing Go, and it doesn't matter what tournament you're in. It doesn't matter who your opponents are. You just need to do your thing,
Mm-hmm.
and do as well as you can.
Yeah, and well, in fact, you guys are gonna have great games, and I know I threw a wild card in Group A, so that was determined by a random number generator. So Fair Go and Hikaru Chan were actually seat number 9, but you're absolutely welcome, and oh yes, we'll go over that. We played another game which they won, so
Yeah.
they really wanted me to review for the next time. But yeah, thanks for coming. So yeah, I was thinking, I was really expecting strong games in Group A.
I think they will be. Yeah.
So we've got a wild card. We've got seed number 8, I think it was Manaris and Blue Lady.
Hmm.
They're they have close ranks, I think, if I recall correctly. And also seed number 16, Germany won. Uh, they they're the bottom seed, but you never know what's going to happen, and they're going to be benefiting from the large uh, reverse Komis.
Yeah, they're gonna have a really hefty one, and we're gonna really need to put on the pressure.
Yeah,
And you know, it really just comes down. Sometimes a player that isn't really ranked very highly is very good at dealing with high pressure plays, and maybe they're not very good at dealing with kind of a softer game, and that's why their rank hasn't gone up. So Rengo with the reverse Comey and all that stuff, anything can happen, and there really is no strong advantage to a higher seeded team because of the reverse Comey, and so they just as hard as we play against any team when we play that German team.
yeah.
No, I was just saying that's just something they're definitely going to be worth worrying about because they're going to play hard.
Yeah, and I don't know. What do you think of this tournament so far? We had a bunch of very interesting games. This wasn't part of it, but we've had 3 games so far. Each of them, I guess, very, very, very interesting battles, and it seems that we're here for a nice tournament.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's pulling out all the stops. That's the best thing we could hope for in this tournament. There's a lot of guys and girls hopping on, playing some Go, giving it their best. And I don't think anybody's going to back down. I think everybody wants to go as far as they can in this tournament, and I think it's going to be really fun to watch.
And exactly, and I think I'm rooting for both teams always. Like when I watch their games because
you want to see a good game, right?
Yeah, like as you said, there's absolutely no guarantee that the higher seeded team is going to win, for sure. So, that's kind of like the beauty of spectating because you never know who's going to win, and you're just going to see what happens when everyone brings out their best.
Yeah, it's going to be. I'm looking forward to watching more games. I'm looking forward to watching games just as much as I'm looking forward to playing them. Actually, and that's not always true with me. I'm always normally very excited to get in and play some games. And some of these Rengo games I've been watching have been so solid, and a lot of them very, very kind of nerve-wracking games. And and I'd almost rather, I'd almost rather watch a few more and enjoy somebody else having their nerves racked than
and then go there
doing
yourself.
It myself. Yeah.
All right. So, well, yeah, that's all we have for part 2 of Fridays with xhu98, number 41, and on a Wednesday. So hopefully I think I'll stick to my schedule. We'll have another show this Friday. Man, I have a lot of streams today. I mean, like not today, but this week in general. So we'll have one show Friday evening. I think from 7 to 9 Eastern time. So hopefully we can get that going. And what else? And hopefully we'll be getting cool guests. That'll be episode number 42. So
yeah,
hopefully there'll be some fun stuff planned. And all right, before we leave, is there anything you wish to advertise? I know you have like a college of literature.
Yeah, that kind of ran into some scheduling problems. The first thing I want to say is thanks for having me. Thanks for throwing control over to me because I kind of want to start doing stuff like this a little bit more, and I am not really familiar with it yet. And this was a little bit of a trial by fire, and I think sometimes you got to walk before you can run. So this was good for that. And aside from that, I'm hoping to do some kind of I'm hoping to create some kind of content for the Go community at some point or another, and I don't really know what I plan on doing right now. I used to have a blog, but I haven't posted there for a very long time. But yeah, definitely, I've definitely had a good time here talking about this game, and I'm looking forward to the other games in the World Cup. And aside from that, I don't really have anything particular to plug. Because I mean, it's a Go talk show. It's kind of one of the not the first things of its kind. There are other Go talk shows, I'm sure, but it's kind of a nice thing to have available to us as OGS members. It's a good resource, and I think a lot of new players can learn a lot from these videos and learn a lot from Mark's videos. That's actually the one thing I do really want to plug is I think people should anybody who's new to the game. It's a big daunting task. So and there's a lot of material out there, and I just wanted to say if you're new to the game, even relatively new, look at all the look at all that material that's out there, and then save all of it for after you've lost a bunch of games. Play a bunch of games first, lose a bunch of games, and then go watch Mark's lectures because they're really good lectures and great for beginners. Yeah, and great for they're great for anybody actually at any level because they reinforce the fundamentals and what really makes a strong professional player or a strong player who's got kind of a professional attitude is good fundamentals.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to get Mark to stream as well because he's so if you guys don't know this, you should go to OGS forum and there's a series called I think Becoming 9Q, and it's a series for DDKs primarily. And if you go there, there are a lot of text-based lectures which Mark 5000 has made. They're great. They're awesome. Mark 5000 is a great teacher on OGS, and I think we should all go there and show our support and say thanks to what he has done. I'm still hoping for his audio or like video recorded lectures sometime in the future, and I hope you would be a streamer too.
It'll be fun. It would be really fun. I think I'd enjoy doing it. I want to get a couple more ranks under my belt first, though, and I know rank is it's just a number, but I would feel a little more comfortable if I had a few more ranks under my belt before I started. But maybe what do you call them with a let's play? I wouldn't call it a let's play, but that's kind of what it is.
Let's play is usually like when you start a game, you're trying to walk through.
Yeah, but what Haley does and what players who are doing the YouTube streams and stuff like that. That's kind of something I'd be interested in doing. I think because I think those are really helpful for to do at any level. A 13Q, an 18Q, a 20Q could do one of those because 20Qs would learn from it. And I think that's kind of where I'd probably want to start.
Because I've seen double-digit Q players doing streams definitely, and I think that's sort of like the spirit of creating content because you can both learn from people and like just teach others, and it's basically like a win-win situation. And I think people love watching stuff, and I know some people prefer like video lectures and things in very lively formats. So I think it'll definitely be great. And in case you need help with setting up all the software, I'll be glad to help.
Oh, hey, thanks. I've got a bit of a plan, but if I run into any bumps in the road, I know you've probably run into them a few times too.
Oh, so. Tons of problems.
Well, I'll make sure I keep you posted. Anyway, thank you very much for having me. And if you need a guest, especially if you need a guest last minute, and I'm available, I'll be around. I'm always down to hang out and talk about Go.
All right. So thank you so much for coming, Noah, and thank you guys so much for watching. And it's been a really great honor. So I will post this on YouTube. A video will hopefully come out tonight. And other than that, stay tuned for the show on Friday. I'll post stuff on the forum thread. If you go to OGS forums, you can just search Fridays with xhu98. It will just pop up, and there's an archive of all the stuff I've done in the past 41 weeks in a row. I can't believe this when I say it, but I've actually like created stuff for 41 weeks in a row, and that's pretty amazing. So I have everything there. Feel free to support, and there will be a rolling update of my schedule. And other than that, have a nice Wednesday afternoon, and I'll see you guys next time.